Hope I'm in frame. All right. Hey, welcome everyone. This is Sonny. This is the very first episode of a new podcast series where I interview random people, ask them different questions, get to know these people. The first episode is a guinea pig. My dad right here.
Hello, everybody.
You said everybody like it's a lot of people.
I'm expecting a lot of people to be there.
Say hello, handful of people.
Hello, handful of people.
All right. So this is my dad. You want to introduce yourself? What's your name?
My name's Castillo, and I'm his dad.
All right. What do you do for a living?
I'm actually the automotive technician.
Why did you think about it like you were lying about it?
Well, I have to figure out how I was going to say, because if I say I work for the airport, they're going to say, oh, he works on planes.
Yeah, you could have said you're a mechanic.
Well, yeah, but a Tech 3 sounds better.
If people know what that means.
Yeah.
Because some people are like if someone's like, oh no, my Honda messed up, I better go see an automotive technician. I go see a mechanic. So
well, yeah, you got a point there.
You got to dumb it down. The 4 people watching this are not that bright.
Well, it might just be 2 now.
Yeah, pretty sure at this point. So, Dad, what brings you here to Florida? We're on location in Florida, Titusville.
Well, I do these second chance drawings for the lottery tickets and water trip, and I invited you to go.
And why did you pick me? Because I'm your favorite child? All right, next question.
Well, not really.
No. So how was the flight here?
It was pretty good, but yeah, we had a little bit of turbulence coming in, landing, which was kind of crazy.
You know what's crazy? I looked up one time because I was bored. Well, I wasn't bored. I looked it up for a reason because I was on an airplane last year when I came here to Florida, and I was like, I wasn't watching a movie, nothing. I was just zoned out in the plane, and I was like, how come I can't smell any farts in here? Right?
So, ooh, man, that's somebody was farting in this one here because man, it stunk.
I know that I was tripping out, but I looked at the seats in the plane that we were at. They were not the same seats as before.
They're like vinyl.
Yeah, because they said that airplanes started using carbon-filled cloth that have carbon. Yeah, so it absorbs, and then the airplanes throw air throughout the airplane to circulate the air to get fart smell.
It gets filtered.
Yeah. And I thought about that because I was like, man, what if I were to let one rip? Because I wasn't doing anything, and I was just like there thinking. And I was like, what if I just let one rip? This lady next to me, like, smell it? And then I was like, when I got back down, I was waiting around for the car, and I was like Googling, like, why can't we smell farts on an airplane? And I just thought that was neat. I thought that was interesting. Like, they should put that technology in cars.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because being on the airplane, I heard the people behind me say, ooh, what's that smell? It stinks. Well, it was like the hydraulics or whatever in the airplane. And you can smell it. This smells pretty bad. But then, like, say, when we're in flight, that wasn't hydraulic.
No, but wouldn't that be crazy, though? Like, if they did put that in car seats and then someone was like, oh, my seat messed up, I got to take it to the automotive technician. And you took the seat out and it released all the farts that were trapped.
Well, that is kind of crazy. You're saying that because being an automotive technician, there's a mechanic, but there be some of them seats don't smell too good. I'll tell you that much.
Have you ever done that where someone drops a car off with you and it still smells like fart?
Well, no, but it smells like other stuff, like weed or
like our Uber driver.
Yeah, that Uber driver was like, whoa.
As soon as we got in,
I said, man, but they said there's like a cologne that smells that way too. But I was like, yeah, I could tell the difference.
Yeah,
it would be a faint smell. I think if it was a cologne or perfume.
Is it Eau de Chronic by Dr. Dre?
Yeah, something.
It was. Well, because I was like, it smelled bad. It smelled so strong. I was like, I'm glad I got food because I got the munchies, the contact high.
Well, the thing about me, I was thinking, man, if it wasn't raining, I was gonna roll that window down.
Oh yeah, it was raining.
Yeah, it was raining. So,
someone had the bright idea to to go walk to the store to grab pizza.
Yeah, 2.5 miles away.
It was a 2.5 mile walk. We walked it. We did walk it. Here in Titusville, there's almost zero sidewalk to walk anywhere. True. So we were walking literally parts on the highway. Parts in the bushes. And it was just,
looking for snakes or alligators, anything like that might pop out on us.
Yeah, we did get stabbed by some random plant that they
Yeah.
had out there.
That was pretty bad. And then he's got shorts on.
Yeah, so it stabbed through our jeans,
Yes.
and it stabbed because I'm jorts. I think people call it denim shorts jorts.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
care.
I don't know what
I like
call
them. I like denim shorts. I don't
Okay.
really care what anybody says about it. But yeah, it stabbed me through
Well,
there.
don't women call them capris?
Nah, capris. That's just if they were cuffed.
But
If they were cuffed.
but it's funny
But
because
it's not denim.
yeah, but it's funny because no, the capris come in
I guess
different materials. But the thing about it is, like, I remember in my younger ages, when my younger age, when you had high waters, and now they call those capris, and they sell them for lots of money.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy? It's just like the holes in your pants and stuff like that. Like, back then when you made a hole in your pants, you got rid of them. Hey, I don't want to be have holy pants.
Yeah, if I get a hold of my pants, I'm like, well, these are long, let grass cutting.
Right.
Cut the grass in these shorts now.
But yeah, that's crazy. But back to your farts.
What? Oh yeah. So yeah, you can't smell a fart on an airplane. We did smell farts on this airplane,
Yeah.
but I think it's because they had the vinyl seats. I think it was an older plane.
It might have been, but I don't know because the technology it had the connections for the
For the
to
USB.
charge your phone,
yeah, but
USBs
you can
and
swap
stuff.
out the seats.
Was it the seat or arm? Well, no.
It was the armrest.
No, it was.
It was the seat. It was okay.
was
All
seat,
right.
yeah.
It's new technology. They use uncarbonized vinyl. I would
Yeah,
say what
there
it
you
is.
go.
But yeah, we are here on location in Florida. I
Yes.
say on location. I'm literally on location wherever I'm at.
Hey, that food they had today, that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, they Texas Lotto fed us some sort of beef. I don't know what
It's
kind of beef it was.
prime rib.
Was it prime rib?
Yeah, it's prime rib.
I didn't hear.
Yeah.
See, there's no rib bone.
No, they just it's the rib meat.
Oh,
off
it's
the
rib
bone,
meat.
I
Prime
guess.
rib meat. All right.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
pretty
what I
good.
said. And then prosciutto,
Prosciutto, cheese, and
cheese, rosemary potatoes, but they tasted very sweet.
yeah.
If y'all follow me on every other social media, I'm pre-diabetic. I ain't supposed to have sugar, so those potatoes, me eating vegetables, probably hindered my progress.
But that cheesecake was good. It was
Key lime
pie.
Key lime pie cheesecake
with fruit on top.
What was it?
Well, it had
raspberries?
Raspberries and strawberries and blueberries.
Blueberry, yeah. Oh, you want to tell them? So this is all brought to us by the Lotto. He won this trip to Florida. I made us walk 2.5 miles to get pizza and got stuck in the rain, so we had to call an Uber. You got a scratch-off ticket, and what'd you win?
What do we? I bought a $5 scratch off at the was it 7? No, it wasn't 7. That
BP.
one. It was a PB.
BP.
So BP with the sun, right? Or the
With the little green
Okay,
sun,
the
the ones that
green-
had that oil spill.
Yeah, well, that one. I bought a lottery ticket there for $5 and ended up hitting $100. That was pretty good, pretty quick.
So shouldn't you be like, hey, son, thanks for making me walk 2.5 miles?
No, not really. I think now I feel tired. I'm sleepy.
No. Yeah, but we are in the hotel. What is it? Courtyard? Courtyard Titusville or something like that. Yeah. And tomorrow.
Is on the
Yeah, I think it's Courtyard. It's right there.
Courtyard.
Oh, Marriott Bomb.
Marriott.
Courtyard by Marriott. That's what it's
Yeah.
called. But yeah,
Oh, there it is right
tomorrow we're headed
Bon
to
Boy on top. See, it
I
says
don't know
Marriott.
Bomb- Yeah, I don't know what Bomb Boy means. Oh,
Bon Boy?
Courtyard. Right.
Courtyard.
Yeah.
Because it's I guess because it's close by the water.
Courtyard.
You know, it's a Bon Voyage.
Oh man, I don't. Yeah, maybe Bomb Boy. But it's called Courtyard. I never understood Courtyard as the name for a hotel because that seems like they're nicer hotels. They're not like Motel 6 or anything.
Pretty nice.
But like Courtyard, you think like, oh, that's outside. I ain't seen a Courtyard here either.
Well, you go out there and remember I was telling you.
But that's on the water. That's not
No, it's
their
not.
chairs. You think this is their
Yeah,
chairs?
those are chairs.
Oh, okay.
But then I was thinking where they have that cornhole.
Oh
thing,
yeah,
I guess
yeah.
they have little.
Oh, I guess that'd be a
the swim.
Courtyard.
Was it swimming pool?
Nah. Where's the swimming pool?
I thought it was there.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's raining.
I don't know.
It's-
It was raining, so.
Yeah, they ain't trying to swim in the rain. Florida has random lightning strikes.
Oh, yeah, random rain.
Yeah, they do have random rain.
Yeah,
too.
wind blows and then the rain comes behind it. I was
I'm-
like, whoa, that's crazy.
I've been to Florida twice, and both times got rained on.
It's my first time, but
I don't know
yeah.
what's going on with it. How do you like the weather?
I mean, well, walking over there was hot, but when we're up on that what's it called?
the space bar.
Space bar. Yeah, that's nice and cool up there because the wind was blowing.
Yeah, we're gonna get to see a rocket launch possibly tonight.
possibly.
SpaceX has, like, as soon as you come in, they got a list of a schedule of the rocket launches from SpaceX. And if you've seen the videos, they blow up a lot. So
yeah, well, and
fingers crossed. I don't know.
I think like us being guests for the Texas lottery, I think we have the access to go up there and see that. I don't think the other people do.
Nah, they do. So I'm gonna shoot them off if they get too close.
Yeah,
to me.
go on, get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. Start sneezing, coughing.
Yeah, Corona.
Yeah. Oh. And then if I sneeze and cough, then you go, I told you stay in the hotel room with that COVID.
Yeah, there you go.
Crap, no.
Everybody go back inside. Yeah.
But yeah, so we are gonna see a space launch here tonight. I'll record it. I'll insert the clip here.
Yeah, right there.
9, 8, 7.
I don't know how long the video. I don't know how long the clip's gonna be.
Oh, well, no telling.
I'm just kidding. I'll cut it in. But like I said, they explode a lot. So I don't know if I want to see it successful or if I want to see it explode.
Well, I just want to see it. I guess I don't know what it is. It'll be something different.
It will. I ain't never seen.
Because I mean, we've seen fires in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah,
Austin. I mean, so
we lived by the power plant growing up, and that power plant caught on fire a lot.
When I was little, we had a lightning strike a gasoline truck on 7th Street. And there was a big old wall of fire because the water was going down the sidewalk. I mean the curb area.
Yeah.
And then the lightning hit the tanker, and then the gas leaked, and it was a big old wall of fire. Everybody was running. Went to Parque Zaragoza, get away from it.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
like after you survive it. That sounds cool.
Yeah, right.
Like I wasn't there. So
I actually went back after they put the fire out, and I had a piece of the aluminum from the tanker.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know. It's been many years ago. I don't know what happened to it now.
Hey, speaking of fires, remember when we got when me and Nina got caught on fire? I didn't really get caught on fire.
Yeah,
with a poach,
cousin poach.
Yeah. So we were little kids. How old were we? I was about maybe four or five. So that would have made my sister Nina about six, 5 or 6. And we sat down.
I was working on the car one night. I was helping him work on the car, and he was trying to get the mosquitoes away from me. And he lit up a rag and then he just tossed it like that because it was burning his finger and threw it on your sister.
And because we were sitting on that little piece of carpet that apparently had like flammable material on it. They were like, sit on the. It was on a curb, right? It was on like the sidewalk thing where the shop is at. So it was like a raised curb, and we're sitting on that piece of carpet because why? Because it's softer. And then so the rag hit and caught fire, and because I was more adorable, I was younger, they snatched me out first, and then my sister was snatched out after. And that's why we tell people that's why I'm lighter and she's darker, because she stayed in the fire a little longer.
So you don't see this.
I know, we used to love telling people that though. It's like it's a heartwarming story and how we grew up. No, but that was crazy, because it's like people like they say like, oh, you only remember things from a certain age or whatever, unless it was traumatic. And I guess that was traumatic, but we laugh at it now. So it's one of those things. Like y'all taught us to just laugh at things that happen. Like, actually, when I was going through my divorce, you and Mom were actually making fun of me during that. Like, I didn't even have time to process anything. Y'all were just constantly making fun of me. But yeah, no. So we're gonna go see a rocket. Go check out the Kennedy Space Center, Cape Canaveral. Tomorrow.
Is it Cape Canaveral? Is it
Cape Canaveral?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know, man. I can't
remember.
I thought it was Cape Canaveral.
No, it's Cape Canaveral in somewhere else.
Florida.
Is it for? Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
this is my first time here, so I only won this trip because of the lottery tickets, but there are some people that actually are hardcore people about space and rockets, and hey, I want a trip.
Yeah, but you know what? We went to go see the NASA. Have you ever been to NASA in Houston?
No.
I keep saying it like it's NASA in Houston.
No, Nina and them went when when I was at work one time.
Oh, that's
they were
cool.
off and I wasn't, so they took my Jeep back then. When I
That's
said, "Hey, don't take the Jeep," I wouldn't trust it that far, but they took it. They made it over there and back.
So if you don't know the history of being a ghetto person, we will drive whatever works. And
Yeah, that's
luckily
true.
we had an automotive technician in the family. So the times that we would get stranded or whatever, he would be able to come out and help us out. Remember that one time I had to turn on my GPS tracking so you can find me in my Caprice?
Yeah,
I was like,
it was over there off of 973, 969, way up there in the boonies.
Yeah, it was actually embarrassing. What happened was I pulled off to the side of the road and it was slanted and the gas shifted over. It wouldn't start.
Yep, that's
Remember?
true.
And you just pulled it straight, and then I got going.
Yeah.
That's probably the most embarrassing time I had to call you for a car.
No, I think that one time you were IT tech and you couldn't get it started because then have to go and wire that resistor for your key chip. You remember your key
for the
was
Park Avenue.
For the Park Avenue.
Yeah, that's right.
and there's like, wait, we're at ITT, and your dad's fixing this one. It's electronics. You should be fixing it.
I hadn't graduated yet. To be fair, I have graduated IT Tech, and I still couldn't do that. It was cool though because like I happened to have the parts in my toolbox.
Yeah, we ohmed it out and
I was like, oh look.
Yeah, that was crazy, but
that was an interesting time. That was interesting. Yeah. That was kind of embarrassing too. Man, I've broken down a lot of times. Remember that one time I just got the Skylark and I was driving along the road, and the radio went out. I was on the airport. The radio went out, and I started trying to mess with it. It was an Iowa stereo, and I was like, these are high quality, and I was trying to mess with it, popping off the faceplate, putting it back on. You know, like where you slam it on hard, like hey, maybe I gotta push it harder
to make it work.
And I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I look up, and there's just all the smoke coming out of my hood because
you let the genie out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I had 3 wishes. I was like, oh, I wish I did that. I was like, I wish this didn't happen. That didn't work. And I was like, I wish I can get to safety. And I got to safety. It was the negative terminal had fried to a crisp and it caught fire. And I called my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, the car's on fire. What do I do? And he's like, what happened? And I was like, the terminal's all melted because it all melted off. And he goes, disconnected. I was like, what? He's like, how you want me to disconnect this? And he was like, grab something and hit it. And then I just grabbed it was stupid of me. I grabbed a wrench. And then I was like,
make more contact.
Yeah, let's not do that one. So then I grabbed a stick and I hit it. Luckily, on airport, it's a ghetto little neighborhood. I don't know if it's kind of getting gentrified, but at the time, you could just find trash on the side of the road. I found a broken broom handle and knocked it off. But that was fun times.
Yeah, but it's funny. I mean, being a mechanic and stuff, and like here I've noticed that you've called, Nina has called, other people have called me. Hey, my car's doing this. Here, listen. Oh yeah, it's your starter. Oh yeah, it's this. Oh yeah, it's that. It's like, I mean, after a while, when you been doing it for a long time, you hear the noises and you know right offhand what it is. It's like at work, these guys are turning on their mowers, and I'm like, hold on, and they're like, what? Like that alternator bolt is broke, and they're like, what? I said, turn it off, and the whole alternator's moving. It's like, see, how did you know that? I can already hear the sounds, and it's like, it's better for you to leave it here and then have to go on the airfield and have to go and make a repair or pull it back to the shop. So
yeah,
but yeah.
That actually amazed me the first time that you were doing stuff like that when I was growing up, and you'd be like, "What did you do? You put a broom handle?
To hear the noise?
Yeah, to hear the noise." I'm like, "What? This doesn't make sense."
To
man.
make sure hear the bearings and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like my friends were like, "Let's get paper cups and put a string and be like blah blah blah." I was like, "No, we just use broom handle. Stick the broom handle in their ear, like you know what I'm saying." It doesn't work like that.
No, it don't.
And then you did teach me to check to see if the fuel pump starts by going listen.
Yeah, you open up the gas cap and have some cycle the key, and if you don't hear that, then yeah, it's not working.
Yeah, and then the noises that he makes them like if the car is actually in front of me, because Well, I forgot what it was one time, and I was like, it's making like a whirring sound, like, wee, and
The
you're like,
starter?
no,
What is the starter?
it might have been, but you corrected me. You're like, it should be like a. I was like, okay, maybe. Yeah, you're right. More noise to it. No, but it is cool being the son of an automotive technician because he did teach me a lot of things. I replaced a serpentine belt
Yeah.
in a Mazda Tribute, one handed because I was wearing a 3-piece suit,
God.
two-piece suit, and so I took the suit jacket off and I still had my suit jacket pants and I rolled up my sleeve
Long
as far
sleeve.
as I could and I did everything one handed so I didn't get myself too dirty and I was able to replace that serpentine belt. That was
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
you've learned. I mean, it takes time too. I mean, like Nina, she'll throw herself on the ground trying to see what I'm doing. It's like, hold on, girl. It's like, oh, if I drop a wrench, she'll get under there and get the wrench and stuff like that. I was like, girl, but I'm glad y'all like to learn. Hopefully the grandkids will be the same way.
I hope so. Because we've already had to fix a few things on the oldest car, and I'm like, dude, like that little small battery in the back for
yeah.
God, that battery sucks. Auxiliary battery, right?
Auxiliary, yeah.
battery. It's $165 for that little bitty battery, and all it
In
does
the trunk.
yeah,
Right,
it's in the trunk on the side panel. All it does is let your car turn off and turn on. It's the stupidest thing
That is
ever.
crazy.
And he has a 2016 Malibu, and there's no way to shut that off, which sucks too. But,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that as a little short reel or something and be like, oh, 2016 Malibu didn't shut off. So when people are searching, they're like, oh my goodness, this guy's full of information.
Right, there you go.
No, but what's the first thing someone should learn when they get a car?
Well, for sure to put gas.
And you know what?
Check the oil.
I have seen a lady try to put gas in a Tesla before.
Yeah, I've
She
seen.
was with the pump, walking around, they're like, huh?
Trying to find where to
Doing the thing over the other side.
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing about people need to learn how to check the oil and check your fluids. Wash your fluid because if it's gonna be raining, whatever, you don't want it to be all smeared. Your windshield and that smudgy. And learn how to do use jumper cables because some people and I even there's a guy at work every time telling him,
say his name.
no,
I'm
not gonna say his
I'll
name.
bleep it.
No, I won't say his name, but you make sure the cables ain't touching, and you hook the first battery, your red with the positive and black for your negative, and then you hook your positive on the vehicle you're gonna jump in, and then your negative. Well, they always do the opposite, and you drop that cable in any way, you're gonna short out because you already got the ground on there. It's gonna make a spark because you're grounding the frame or whatever. So I try to explain to them, but they always do it that way.
Also, if you hook up the negative and the positive on the vehicle that is good battery,
You can fry
and you tap the other side together, you can make a nice little spark.
yeah, but then you can also fry diodes, and then you're gonna have two vehicles that are broke.
You can, but it's kind of worth it to just be like, tap, tap, tap.
Well, the new cars nowadays, it's not good to do that.
Okay.
The old cars back in the day, yeah, you had the
1990.
you had the external voltage regulator stuff like that. But now,
Cars
now
over
it's
1990.
Yeah,
I used to have like 3 or 4 pairs of jumper cable in my car, and I knew 3 of them didn't work, and so I always had to hook them up and tap them to see. And then I think when I think it was when we were gonna when I blew the engine of the Skylark. That was when I finally was like, I'm trying to get rid of these that don't work.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of them in there. Cause like I found one pair on the side of the road and I picked it up and threw it in the trunk. So
Then I used to always go to Steve Reyes's junkyard and you say, "Oh, take whatever you want."
Reyes Junkyard,
Yeah,
Reyes Salvage,
Reyes Salvage.
Reyes Salvage. If you're in the Austin area,
Reyes recycling now.
Reyes Recycling. If you're in the Austin area, drop off your stuff at Reyes Recycling.
Yeah, there you go.
He doesn't sponsor the show. He's just a friend of ours. So.
Yeah, real good friend. In fact, we saw him.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, we're at the airport and he's on. Hey, I see him. I was like, "Hey, Steve," and he's like, "Hey, Lou."
He went to
He
California.
was going to California and we're going to Florida.
Yeah, opposite
directions.
He's 4 hours behind.
Yeah. which is
Yeah,
crazy.
something like that. 3 or 4 hours. Yeah. But yeah, no. I actually took my old bathtub there.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, that one that you're telling me.
yeah. So we were remodeling our bathroom because it broke, and I had an old not cast iron, metal tub.
No, well, it's
steel.
there's cast iron steel there.
It's steel.
It was steel?
Yeah, it's all like it's
Oh.
still.
Yeah, but
sheet metal.
them cast irons are heavy.
I know it wasn't
Or
that
solid,
heavy.
okay.
That's how I knew it was like, okay, it's
Okay, a
steel.
little, yeah.
And so I was calling around different places. Nobody would want to take it. I couldn't get them to come pick it up with the trash. Where I live, they were saying it's $50 to go dump stuff, and it's $5 to wear a vest because you got to
And a hard hat and
you gotta
gloves.
rent all this stuff
Yeah.
from them. And so I was like, I'm not trying to pay $55 to get rid of this tub. I took it to Ray's Recycling, and they gave me $3 for it.
$3 you didn't have?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, hey.
And I didn't have to pay to get rid of it. So I was
There
like,
you go.
There we go,
That was
right
it.
there.
Yeah, that's
So,
a good way
shout out
do
to
it.
Ray's Recycling.
Yeah,
We'll put the address right here. Why not?
yeah. You know how you know.
Yeah, I'll put the address. I don't even know if this is on camera, to be honest.
I don't know. Here, wherever.
It'll be
wherever
somewhere on
somewhere
screen.
around
The
screen.
address, Ray's Recycling. But yeah, so we're here in Florida. What other cities what other states have you been to?
States or
Oh, where else?
I
Out of
mean,
Texas.
out of Texas. I've been Coahuila, Mexico.
Man, people always tell people my dad went down to Mexico.
Well, it's
and I couldn't remember.
Coahuila, Mexico, and Hermanas with my
Okay.
friend Manuel Cardona. And then when I worked for Thompson Little, they sent me to California, Orange County, for Hamada School training. And then they also sent me to Rochester, New York for Kodak training to operate these big old Kodak cameras. And when I was there, one of the guys, he tells me, hey, we're playing pool and that. And he's like, man, I'm thinking about going to Canada tomorrow. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I ain't really been far. So
You never
I was
left
like,
Texas, right?
Never left Texas. And so he's telling me that. And I'm like, that was before passports
yeah.
and all that stuff. So
For Bin Laden.
yeah, so he tells me, we're playing pool, and he says, well, if you beat me, you can come with me. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, yeah, if you beat me in the game of pool, we'll stop playing now, we'll go to sleep, And I didn't say room or nothing, I don't know the guy, but he said, hey, let's go ahead and, if you beat me, I'll take you with me as a guest. Because he had a rental car.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have nothing to drive, so.
Yeah, I got you.
And what's weird is that I hit that cue ball and ball went everywhere. 8-ball in the corner pocket.
Oh, on the break?
On the break.
Oh, nice.
So I was okay. Well,
See you
let's
tomorrow.
See you
buddy.
tomorrow. Yeah. So then we're going down that way, and he's driving, and that's when they first started coming up with the ABS.
Oh yeah, analog brake.
Analog brake system.
Those who don't know, those are stupid.
Yeah. So what was weird is that he's over here driving fast, and we're right there near, I think it was Lake Erie. There's no guardrails. The water's just right there. And I was like, hold on, dude.
That's eerie.
Eerie. So I said, hold on, man. Just because analog brakes, that don't mean it's going to keep us from going in that water.
Yeah.
And then, so he ended up decided to go slow down. And so he slowed down and stuff. And then we got to the Canada, and we're looking, and we got to go through the checkpoints and this and that. And I said, then the guy at the stand's like, what's your business? I said, oh, we're just cruising, just checking out the place. Okay. So we went to this place, and it was like a botanical garden. I mean, it was nice because everywhere where you had a trash can, there was actually like a little mural of a bunny rabbit or whatever with the mouth open. And, so the kids were going in there and putting their trash in there because they made it, hey, go feed the rabbit. Oh, go feed that.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And then, so then we're there, and it's, nice and cool and everything. And then he says, hey, why don't we go to the gorge? I was like, the heck's a gorge? Well, it's this cable car that goes across a gorge, and the water's churning like that because it's draining from,
Yeah.
And I looked like that. I was like, man, little bitty people down there fishing, like little bitty ants. I was like, God, we're too high. And then we were on the American side, and we saw Niagara Falls and stuff like that. Which, and like say, now that you gotta have a passport, I'm gonna I want to get one because I would like to go visit again. It's nice up there.
So I got to go to Canada because I was in Washington State a couple years back, and there's a park called Peace Park, and I had a rental at the time, but
That's closer to Vancouver, isn't it?
that's on the other coast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Alaska.
Remember, that's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
That Canada, Vancouver's over here, and
Oh, yeah.
I was watching that show, and
yeah.
it was like 44 hours away from each other. I was like, whoa, that's big.
Yeah, so at Peace Park, you can literally cross into Canadian territory, but they were like, we're warning you, do not step off the curb because if you don't have a passport, you are now criminal trespassing, and they will arrest you or shoot you. I was like, shoot me? What? I'm an American. Oh, that makes sense. They would shoot an American. Yeah. Americans like to shoot each other.
Red Dawn.
They're doing it. Red Dawn?
Red Dawn.
I haven't seen that movie.
No,
Or the
you need to
remake.
go see it. You need to go see it. You need to see all of them.
There's a lot of movies.
I think there's 3 of them. I think 3.
No, but Canada looked nice. And
No,
from right there where I was at, you could see Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, if I step off the curb and they chase me, I'll just run up to Alaska.
That's crazy because, like I said, that friend of mine, Sam Rivera, his son's in the military, and he actually drove from Texas, all the way to Alaska to take his son's furniture and stuff out there.
I think I would do that, but I wouldn't go through New Mexico or Arizona. New Mexico's kind of boring coming out. Arizona's horrible.
See, I don't remember.
I don't know what route he would take.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What route he took. Yeah. I don't know which way he went.
I would go.
Remember, Canada is this way or that way.
But
I don't
know.
Alaska is more
to the left. So
to the left.
Like I think you could probably go up through Texas, through Odessa and all that, to Colorado and Idaho is that there or Utah. Like I would go that route probably, but I don't think I'd cut across through Arizona. Arizona's
it's too dry.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Well, it's like when you drove to Vegas, then we go through.
We barely went through Arizona.
Yeah, because we went to Four Corners.
Yeah, we didn't go Four Corners.
Yeah, we did.
No, we went to Grand Canyon.
No, but the Four Corners is right there by the Grand Canyon.
It's on the Utah side, I think.
I know we went. Yeah,
I went to Four Corners.
Well, I'll have to go look at the
footage.
Not the footage, but I think we got the pictures. You have to ask your mom.
I don't remember. I remember going to the
because then we went
Canyon.
to Hoover Dam.
We did go to Hoover Dam.
Yeah, but if Hoover Dam's right there by the Four Corners and then Hoover Dam.
I don't think it's that close because Hoover Dam is in Nevada. The Four Corners are Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona.
So I think we went that way.
Double check.
Well, you're the one who was driving.
I was out of it, man.
Hey, I was on medication because that's when I had my surgery.
I know.
Remember, I had my back surgery, and
that's why I drove, and I was like, "Oh, I worked the third shift, guys. I could drive it all day." And then we go to McDonald's in Phoenix, and that's when Shannon, who's like my brother, he's my cousin. He's like my brother. Oh, we got to tell him happy birthday.
I said happy birthday. Happy birthday, I texted him.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna text him when I get off. He's the one that I was ordering at McDonald's, and he turned me around because I was facing the wrong way. Like I didn't even catch that. I was like, so I was kind of out of it. So I don't remember if we did or not, but I do know we went to the Grand Canyon. I've been to the Grand Canyon twice now.
Oh yeah, and that place that we on the way back, that Flintstone place. What's it called?
Bedrock.
Bedrock. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was Bedrock. Yeah, it had that. They had that big old Flintstone car in the front. It was like a restaurant or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was out of it trying to drive up there. I need to take that.
Yeah, because I remember you were driving and the same thing I was telling you, like I told that other guy, hey, it's nighttime and it's raining. I don't I don't see no bottom down there.
You were on the edge of that mountain. I remember seeing it too. Like that's a long way if I slip up.
Yeah, and then on the way back, we saw the thing. I was like, Yeah, that was a good thing.
Because it was daytime when we came back,
When we
right?
came
Yeah.
We decided coming back at daytime because we could
Yeah.
see.
That was good times.
Yeah.
Good times there. We traveled, driven a lot of places. We usually drive places.
You haven't gone to the diamond mine, right?
I've not gone to Diamond
Oh,
Mine.
it was Nina. And, sorry.
Remember when we went to
She's the favorite.
South Padre?
Yeah.
No, you remember we went to South Padre years back? or
I
whatever?
remember going, but your mom says that she don't remember ever
Because
going.
she was asleep the whole time.
That's what I'm
'Cause
trying to tell her.
we had a van and we didn't have enough seats, so we just put her between two seats and threw a blanket over her with her pillow. She was asleep half the time. But when we got to South Padre Island, I bought brass knuckles at a gift shop,
Yeah.
and at the time, brass knuckles were still illegal in the state of Texas. And I knew we were gonna go through the customs checkpoint, so I threw them in my mom's purse, and because they're gonna pull me out because I carry a gun, so they're gonna pull me out immediately, and they searched me. They took my gun or whatever, and like, all right, you're good to go. And they didn't search my mom. And then when we got out of there, I told mom, I was like, hey, can you give me the brass knuckles I threw in your purse?
And then she was asleep.
Yeah, she didn't even remember the checkpoint.
She don't remember nothing.
So if you have a mother and you need to smuggle weapons across customs, I suggest using her purse. That's basically what the moral of the story is. They're legal now. I don't think George Bush legalized them or something like that, but they're legal now. But yeah, so what were we talking about? Oh, so you can't smell a fart on an airplane. No, I'm just kidding. That was the first thing we talked about. Let's see. You traveled there.
Yeah, like I said, with Canada.
When you were in California, I was worried as a little kid. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, because you know what? Was it when I was in California or in Rochester, New York? I called your mom to tell her and find out how things were going, and she says, "Oh yeah, the weed eater don't work no more." And I was like, "What? You let the genie out?" Yeah, she cut the whole backyard with an electric weed eater. And then she said, I think it burned or something because like smoke came out of it. Yeah, you let the genie out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it runs on
That's what happens sometimes. No, but when you went to California, I was like, oh man, there's gangs. But like, we have gangs too.
Yeah, but what was funny, I left there right when they had that was it Rodney?
Was it Rodney King? Rodney King. Yeah.
Yeah, I had just left
when
that happened, or else I would have probably been stuck over there and probably in there.
You probably would have got us a new TV. Yeah. That's what you would have got. All right, that's what would have happened.
I know I couldn't have been able to put it on the airplane.
You could have made it work. You're resourceful. This is my carry-on. Just sitting there with the big TV. Can I store my VCR?
Right.
No, but because I was like, there's gangs out there, and they were like, because that's the gangs like you see on TV. Like there was gang members that lived across the street from us and everything like that. And they were chill. They were just like cool. They were like, all right, you're in a gang. All right, I guess go gang bang over there, whatever. So it was kind of weird. But then when I went to California, I met some gang members down there, and these dudes were goofy. I was like,
what's a new generation?
I know, they were cool. They were real cool. But because I had my camera on me, and they're like, hey, yo, essay. And I was like, what's up, dudes? And they were like, hey, what's up, man? You want to take a picture of them? You want to get pictures of them gangsters? And I was like, yeah. I took a picture of them. They're throwing gang signs and stuff. They're cool, though. They're real cool. Gangs are bad, kids. Don't
join gangs. We're such a big family. I always told my nephews and everybody, you don't need to be in a gang. You got plenty of family.
Yeah, we didn't really need gangs. Yeah.
No, we didn't.
That was one of those things. Yeah.
No.
It was fine. I mean, some of them got busted for gang activities.
Yes.
But
yes.
It's kind of messed up too.
It's like that joke you say.
Well, yeah.
In the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Being at home.
I have a joke. We'll put it here.
I actually have a cousin in prison right now for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was just sitting at home when the cops came looking for him.
All right. That's kind of true. That fool was just sitting at home and the police came and busted him. But yeah, he's out now. He's doing better.
He's doing a lot better.
I try not to say the name.
Yeah, I won't say his name either. I won't say he looks like that either.
Oh, see, now I got to bleep that.
No, bleep
that part out, man. You're exactly. It's like sometimes the stuff I say, people are like, oh, it's a funny joke. is it true? And I'm like, man, if you knew me, yes. You would probably know exactly who I'm talking about at that point too. So, but yeah, that's based on true story.
Yeah.
A lot of jokes that I tell are based on true stories. So they got some truth to them. To me, it just makes it easier to tell the joke because I remember it because it happened.
And I think he probably, that joke he talked about me leaving, I think that's this California thing I think he's thinking about.
Oh yeah. I did a joke about you leaving, and it's funny because some people like so I tell the joke. I don't know if I have it recorded anywhere or where I have it, but I tell the joke. I say when I was younger, my dad sat me down and said, "You know, Sonny, when the going gets tough, the tough get going." And then he left, and people laugh because they're like, "Oh, Mexicans, minorities."
Yeah.
He's half the time he's in the audience watching my comedy, and you know it's funny because he'll be at the shows and people will come up to me after the show and they'll be like, "Oh man, I feel you on that one, bro. My dad walked out on us too." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. My dad's right there. Like he's buying me a drink right now. He's getting me a Pepsi." Shout out to Pepsi.
Yeah,
drinks Pepsi. Also not a sponsor, but I have stock invested.
There you go.
They pay me monthly. But yeah, no. So it's funny because like that joke is just like, is it based on some truth? He did leave. He went to go train for work.
Training for work, but
he never left our family. Like, no, but yeah. So that was based on truth. The stillborn one is not based on truth.
No, it's not.
I do say a stillborn joke.
Because we never had steps. Well, we had steps on Haskell, but they weren't like three steps.
We had 3 steps. Remember y'all bought me a Slinky? And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? I had 3 steps. Just The good thing was I didn't have to waste time going back up the steps. I just stood next to my 3 steps and just.
Yep, that was true.
That's all he could do. No, but one thing that happened with the birth, remember they swapped me at birth? I was switched at birth.
Oh yeah, they did do that. You know, my wife was ready to have the baby, which we already knew it was going to be a boy, and I was hungry and I had just come from work, so I took her and I was like, "Oh, it's good, Mr. Castillo. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while." I said, "Oh, okay." So I told her, "Well, I'm gonna go get something to eat because I'm hungry, you know." And I took off and went to go eat and came back, and then my wife's like, "They tried to give me a baby girl, and she was dark complected." I said, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Yeah, they I know we had a boy, and yeah, because he's light complected, they thought, you know."
They gave me to a white lady.
Yep.
Which, 2 things about that. One, I could have grew up privileged.
True.
I could have grew up in a white
could have been
family.
white trash.
That thing. I never thought of that part of it. But I was like, it would be hilarious though, because it's like if I did grow up white and they were like, "Hey,
why you got an accent?"
I don't know. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't even know what they would have named me. You know, like, hey, you know, I'm trying to think of a white people name, like Jordan,
Gary,
hey, Jordan, Gary, hey, Gary,
Brian,
hey, Brian, Gary. That's the probably. Hey, Brian, Gary, would you like some tortillas with your milk? And I'd be like, yeah, man, let me get some tortillas.
What's the
And they'd be like, oh, Gary Bryan is up there doing it, rolling his R's again.
Right.
I always wondered that, like, if it's because of the race that you are, can you roll your tongue naturally, or is that something you have to develop?
No, it's probably just in your genes.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I wonder if it's like in your genes. If anybody knows that, the 2 people that are left watching this know.
Yeah.
Put that in the comment section if you don't mind. But no, I always wondered that, like how life would have been different if I was raised by white people.
Well,
Like
let me interrupt right quick. So let me tell you, like, I got 2 watches on, and which is kind of great right now because this was still in Austin time. And this was on Florida time, which is an hour difference. But actually, this is a Fitbit, and this is for my phone. And it's a Galaxy, which, you know, well, this one, I get free days off from work because I do some steps, 50 steps. I got to do over 50 steps, 50,000 steps a week. And they give me time off, so. But anyway. It came in handy this time.
That does explain. I wonder if anybody's like, why is he have 2 watches?
No, but people ask me, they say, why do you have 2 watches? And then I was, you know, I say, Well, this was set on the daylight saving time, and this is the other one when we switch.
Yeah.
But no, but yeah, it actually works today because this was 8:53. This was 9:53.
So it worked out. It worked out today.
So it worked out pretty good today.
Yeah.
Okay, no, go ahead.
What was
you
it?
saying?
Oh yeah, if I grew up white and had privilege, I probably would have been to Florida already.
Yeah. Yeah, because your mom says, we never took the kids. Well, to be honest with you, growing up, it was kind of hard because we really didn't have dependable cars. That's why I became a mechanic.
Yeah. Remember
Now we have good cars.
y'all wait till we grew older.
Yeah.
No, I do tell people, I'm like, because I tell people, I'm like, look, we grew up poor. Whatever it was, you know, it's like, was there some struggle on y'all end? Probably a lot. I didn't see the struggle much. Y'all were like, here, eat your
We never
cheese.
told you. We never told you what
Yeah.
we were struggling.
Y'all were never like, we're poor.
Right, we're broke. We
I
got no
found that out from just talking to other Hispanic and black people, and I'm like, what do y'all mean? Like, what? This is not a normal thing? And they're like, no, bro, we went. I was like, what? How poor was I? No, but so the first time they took us to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, in San Antonio. We live in Austin. The car broke down and got out of the van. So it's like we didn't have the reliable vehicles, so you know it is what it is. I don't care. To me, it's like.
And then that one time they stole my car. We were going out of town and they stole our car. And they were white people.
White people
Stole our car in East Austin.
White crime.
White guy. That's crazy. But anyway.
Yeah. You know what's messed up though? Because so people get their perception based on things that happen. We grew up around Mexicans. We knew black people. Never had anything done to us. White people stole our car, and immediately I was like, white people are bad. White people are horrible people. They steal things from those who are less fortunate. I was like, that is so
crazy.
messed up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there we go. That's a. but yeah. So that was. I totally forgot that they did steal it when we were supposed to go out of
we
town.
were going to go out of town. It was
Things happen. Things
It
happen.
was disappointing for y'all because we couldn't take out ours because we didn't have no car.
Yeah. So it's like, I always thought, I was like, what if they just didn't want to take it because my dad paid two white guys to steal the
Right.
car? Steal the car.
That was crazy.
No, they brought it back all muddy and stuff, remember? Or they
No.
found it. They found it.
They found
They
it,
found it, they didn't
and,
bring it
and,
back. They found
and it was not working no more.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and just parted the car.
It was parked in the backyard.
Yeah, we
for quite
sold
some
it
time.
for junk because we.
Yeah.
I mean, they messed it up. They I guess went joyriding and
White
broke
people.
the axles and this and that.
They probably went tipping cows.
Yeah,
Whatever
probably
white
so.
people do. Eating mushrooms, whatever white people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. So you had quite a few cars in your lifetime.
Oh, we've had many cars.
Which car hurt you the most to get rid of?
That Chevelle Malibu.
I knew it. That was
Yeah.
a nice Malibu.
That was nice.
And now mom got a Malibu to throw it in your face.
Right. That's why she did it, and now I really don't like that one.
Yeah, because you're hurt. You're hurt.
Yeah, it's trying to get in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that Malibu was nice. And he would always say, like, hey, I'm going to give it to you when you get older.
But-
and my mom was like, he don't want it, blah, blah, blah. Y'all got me a 91 Park Avenue.
Yeah.
That was a nice car, but then I sold it and bought a 72 Skylark, which is a poor man Chevelle. So
Yep.
it still worked out. I still have my Skylark. I need to fix it. I mean, I need a automotive technician.
Well, no, what we need to do, we need what's the name? Exhibit to come and steal it and fix it for you.
Pimp that
Pimp
ride.
is right, you know.
I think this show's done.
Yeah, I
There's all
think so
kinds
too.
of scandals about that show.
Well, that and the other one. There was another one where they used to steal your car too. I can't think of the name of that one.
Yeah, I know what you're
But they
talking about.
used to-
TLC or something instead. Yeah. Can you imagine if they try to steal my Skylark and I came out and started shooting? Like,
Yeah, but for the thing, they can do it because they don't start. You won't hear blah 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 blah.
I would hear the tow truck. I hear the tow truck.
I don't know. Now they might have electric tow trucks. I mean, just real quiet. Because I mean, look at it. Now they got the electric 18-wheelers that are driving cargo,
self-driving or whatever.
Self-driving. I was like, hold on now.
Yeah, but see, we got 3 dogs. They're gonna know.
Yeah,
if the tow
but
truck's
I mean, but stuff like that, I'm thinking the technology sounds great and everything, but I'm like, okay, how about it then it goes off? What's gonna happen to that truck? is it gonna stop right there where it's at, and people with gasoline vehicles are gonna run
Smash
into it,
into
or
it. That makes sense.
or what's gonna happen? It's just like
The Waymos?
the Waymos, and
Zooks? Zooks?
what's
Is
the
that
other
what
one's
they're
called?
Zooks?
Which one's that one?
Like Zoox?
The Waymo?
Zooks? No, Waymo.
Waymo?
Come on,
But what's the other one?
How would you think I'm mispronouncing Waymo by saying Zooks?
I just thought you yeah. But what's the other? There's another one called
Zooks.
Is that the one beforehand? The one before, the one that's been stopping in front of the KXAN or whatever? Or,
I
no,
don't know.
because I know there's been some that Well, no, it is a Waymo, isn't it? Where,
Waymo. The
Waymo,
Jaguars.
whatever. The one that goes,
See,
that tree limb was hanging like that, and the sucker stopped, and then and then it went around it or something like that.
Oh, that
'cause
might be.
Then somebody goes on the computer and steers it from there or something.
I saw, a friend of mine was telling me, a friend of mine, Della Stoner, go check him out on YouTube and Instagram and stuff. He was telling me that he heard that homeless people were trying to make those hit them. Just
Oh, really?
do it. And I was
See,
like, oh, that's crazy. That's wild. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm downtown every now and then. And
Well, it's weird because you work right there by. And
don't tell people where I'm working. I'm
and
bleeping it
that
out.
one place.
I
I
work
said
by
the
Waymo.
top place. I say
I work by Waymo before.
it is right.
It is.
Because
Yeah, it is.
one day I was driving, it's like, man, there's 7 of these cars right here, surrounded me. I was like, what the heck's going on?
Nobody in them, right?
Nobody.
You're like, oh crap! Computers are attacking.
And I was thinking to myself, I said, man, what? And then that's the first time I ever seen them. I had never heard about them or whatever, and I was like, the heck is going on here?
I had to Google it. I was like, what's a Jaguar Waymo? But it's
Right.
Waymo brand. They're just Jaguar vehicles. That
Yeah,
they use,
yeah.
So it was a bit odd, but yeah. Where we at? We're at we hit an hour.
Oh, we did? Oh, I didn't even see what time it was.
I know. I was just like, I think it was about 9.
Hold on, it's 9 o'clock on this one.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock on this one.
Because 11:30 we gotta head up to go see
Yeah.
this rocket take off, which is cool because it's like I never would have been like in my life. I never been like I gotta go see this rocket.
No, but
we're here.
But the closest thing you see in a rocket is that, remember, I told you don't do the artillery shells right there by the power line?
Yes.
And then hit that power line and came down.
In my defense, it looked really cool.
Yeah, it did.
It was cool. It was cool. You ever get a chance to have an artillery show blow up at your feet? It makes everything look slow motion.
But it wasn't
Like,
nothing compared to when I threw that box of fireworks in
the bonfire.
Bonfire?
Yeah, that was cool too. See, so I just realized one thing because I was like, my oldest graduated, and I'm 41, and I was tripping out. I was like, hold on, I graduated at 17 years old because I skipped a year. I was like, my dad was, you're 37 at the time. He was 37, had 0 kids in high school at that point. He was like, his kids are hot, they're grown. And then I was like, man, no wonder you always wanted to go on field trips. You were young still. Like, you're like, oh, heck yeah, I want to go to this place. I want to go to Buttercrust.
Yeah.
Buttercrust, by the way, used
bread.
to be a bread making company. What was it, airport?
Yeah.
behind the
Off
mall?
airport
Behind the
by
mall?
Middle Fiskill Road. I can't even say.
Middle Fiskville Road.
Yeah, that one.
Waymo Zook
Waymo
Middle
Zook.
Fiskville
Yeah, that
Road. I used to go to all the field trips. I go to field trips too, the little ones. I was like, man, I'll go to a field trip. I'll do it. And I go to the field trip, and people look at me like, oh, you look like a deadbeat dad. I didn't expect this. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, judging me with your eyes now at this point.
Well, now, I mean, I went one time to like, well, I went on a field trip. It was a thing. What was it called? It was
Field
like a competition for Cammy.
Oh, okay.
And and the thing about me being a grandpa now is different from
I know, big time.
because there was this kid, like, I could tell he was being rough with her, and I was like, I want to ride up to her, like, nudged him. I was like, hey, that's my granddaughter right there. And I think he changed his attitude right away.
Good.
But, yeah, because I said, I don't play that.
Good, yeah. Yeah, someone was throwing rocks at my little one, and we're right there in the playground. This fool picks up a handful of rocks and like chunks them in his direction. And I was like, hey, stupid! And his mom, I thought his mom was like, this is a butch lady. And I was like, I'm going to fight this butch lady. Like, I'm equal opportunity when it's my kids. And I was like, hey, stupid, what's your problem, dog? And she was like, oh, wait, why did you do that? And I was like, because he's stupid. And I was like, I'm still going at it. I was looking at dad in the face. I was like, because he's stupid. And yeah, the little kid didn't mess with me no more. I was like, that's right, boy. I was like, man, all he did was go. He was, hey, how's it going? And then the kid throws rocks at him. I'm like, this little idiot right here.
Yep, they do that.
Yeah, I don't think he realized that I was there. And then I think she told his dad, her husband, because we saw him at like some school function, and they both looked at me, and I was like, "Oh man," it's like I was ready, like man, I was like, man, I'm about to whoop these fools. I had my brass knuckles on me. I was like, in my back pockets, ready to go. But they just like did that whole like
ignoring.
You're like, I didn't see you.
You became invisible all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're like, oh, look at the sky. It's so pretty this time of year. But yeah, his name was probably Gary Jordan, whatever his name was.
Brian.
Gary Bryant. But yeah, no, I was like, man, don't be bullies, little kids.
Yeah, no.
Stay
in school.
Stay in school.
I be honest with you, I dropped out in the 12th grade.
So close.
Which was crazy. I was like so close to graduate, but
it wasn't like.
Well, I had started working in the summertime.
Okay.
And it just, it was like.
Did you drop money out, like first day of school?
No, I was there like a couple of months or something.
Okay, all right.
And then I just decided, you know what? I was working in the summertime, so I was making money. I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and. But I went back and got my GED and stuff, which is good.
Which stands for what? Good enough diploma.
Yeah, what he said. But coming from a family of 17
children.
Yeah, it's kind of. Not all of us graduated or whatever, but some of us still went back and got our GEDs.
No, I'm kind of glad you did, because you want for me and Nina to do better than you.
Yeah.
And I was like, sweet. I just get a high school diploma, I stay in school, and I go to college. I got a degree, so I was able to do that. So because you taught us that, though, you taught us to always do better than you. And then you went and finally got a good paying job, and I was like, crap, how am I going to do better than you?
Yeah.
And I had to try to figure it out. And then I went and got promoted, and then this fool goes and gets raises, and I'm like, it's not working. It's not working. It's so difficult. No. So that's what I told my kids, though, too. I said, my goal is my dreams are for y'all to surpass me.
Yes.
And I go,
and that's the whole idea.
I have to set the bar high enough so that you become more successful. And I go, that is what would make me proud right there, is that y'all surpass me.
Well, it's like my dad, your grandpa. I think it was at the age of you walking, you were already learning how to clean the yard. Well, this is what my dad used to do. Since I know we're probably going over an hour, but
go ahead.
I used to fix lawnmowers and stuff like that there, and my dad had a lot of people call it junk. It was his treasure, which is understandable. But I used to fix lawnmowers and that. But my dad. If the grass grew over there, you get all these washing machines and dryers and everything. Go put it over there, and there'd be dead grass over here. So then that's how we would keep the grass
controlled, right?
Controlled, because you move the stuff over there and then kill it, move it over here and then kill it, and which I guess it was a smart way. But the thing about it, there were times that I felt like I hated my dad. But the thing about it, I think about it now, is like he actually taught me to be smart and learn how to work, and that's the thing about us. Like me, I don't gotta get nobody to wake me up. I hear all these people, hey, honey, wake up, it's time to go to work. What kind of crap is that? You're a man, get out there and just do your job and get that money for your kids. When I first started working, when I had them, it was kind of hard. I didn't show it, but I did what I had to do to provide.
Be fair,
for
you're
family.
like 21 years old.
Well, I was 19 when Nina was born.
You're 19.
So I had to. I worked with my uncle, Arturo Verastegi, and he was a mechanic. That's how I learned how to be a mechanic. And back then, he would just give me $45 a week, and that's what I did, to buy milk and whatever we had to do for the kids. It was a struggle, but hey, we did it.
Yeah, we're here now.
Yep.
In Florida.
Yeah, in Florida.
Thanks to Texas Law.
Free.
For free, yeah, for free. I'm like, what the heck? Like, you couldn't, you know, y'all tried to take us places we were little with what little money y'all had, and
Yeah.
now you brought me to Florida for free. Completely
Yeah, it's
free.
crazy.
So
Yeah.
it's like, and then we might go to the edge of space.
There's a
We
possibility.
We may go to the edge of space. That's part of the prize pack. They're gonna pick 4 people out of him and 74 other people.
Yeah.
4 of them are gonna go up to the outer atmosphere. I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Higher than what planes go,
Yeah, higher than planes go,
but not far enough
to where your
you're
head
in a-
pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, where your head explodes or
Like
compresses.
that, man, like that water.
water
The
bottle?
water
Yeah.
bottles. I mean, we're drinking the water bottles, they're full, and
On the airplane.
then we're in an airplane. All of a sudden, they start getting sucked in. That's like the
The air,
pressure,
cabin pressure.
Yeah.
Cabin pressure.
which is crazy. Because when I first opened my water, I heard it. I was
Yeah.
like, "What the heck? It ain't carbonated, I hope."
Well, that's what I say. This past Monday when I was headed to El Paso, I had that one with the little flip top. And I noticed that too, like it had compressor, and I didn't think nothing of it. And I flipped it open, and it sprayed me, and it sprayed the guy next to me. It was a random stranger next to me. It sprayed him in the face. I saw it spray him in the face, but he was like asleep, and I saw just like, he was a good guy though, because he just let it
stayed
stay
asleep.
there. He just let it stay. I know he was
I ain't
awake.
messing with no Mexican.
No, I know he was awake, because then like about a minute later, he's like,
Real slick.
yeah, I'm like, get this Hispanic man spit off my face. So, anyways, I got revenge on a white guy for those 2 white kids
There
stealing
you
the
go.
car. Is
There you
what I'm getting at. No, but thank you to my
Yeah.
guest, my dad.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, I should pretend like I don't know you because this is a
Yeah,
practice thing.
and then everybody be telling you, "Hey, was that your dad on there?"
Yeah, exactly. Why is he wearing your face on his
Yeah,
shirt?
why has he got his shirt on?
No, but yeah, thanks to my dad for being the first guest on this podcast.
The guinea pig,
here. The guinea pig.
pop belly pig.
Being the pot belly pig on this podcast.
There you go.
Please, if y'all like the content, and even if y'all didn't like the content, y'all just want to hit like and subscribe, do that. And we appreciate y'all watching, especially if y'all made it all the way through. Trying to keep it under, I'm trying to keep them under an hour and a half because
something
that's like a
like that.
movie at that point.
Okay, so if you know this,
But no, what?
you know who this is. Idiocracy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was in Idiocracy with me. Yeah. Y'all don't know who I am. I was in the movie Idiocracy. I played a prosecutor.
And I was a plumber.
How did you get that role?
I don't know. Oh, Mike Judge. I
Bam.
mean, but I mean, and I tell the story too. What was funny is that, you know what a roach coach is a food truck, and they give you the pimento and cheese and snacks and just chomp stuff. Well, I was in line waiting to get that chomp stuff, and Mike Judge, I didn't know who he was. He walked up to me, he like looked at me, "Hey, you Sonny's dad?" I was like, "Excuse me? Are you Sonny's dad?" I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Are you Sonny's dad?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, my son's name is Sonny." And the, "Yeah, no, you're family. You come over here." Filet mignon and chocolate mousse. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Which was crazy, but he said we're family. Mike Judge.
He's nice because so I'm a picky eater. I don't like fancy food, but when I was on set of Idiocracy, we filmed in San Marcos, Texas, at the courthouse, and they have fancy food for the actors, the people that are part of the cast and stuff. And I didn't want that because I was like, I don't eat this nonsense right here. I was like, where's my poor people food? There was a golden chick across the street. At the time, it was Golden Fried Chicken. It was across the street. And I went up to one of the people that had microphone on their head.
The PAs.
The PA, the PA. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, if it's cool, I'm going to go run across the street to Golden Fried Chicken and grab me some food real quick for lunch. And he was like, what do you mean? We have lunch over here. And I was like, yeah, I don't like that. That's too fancy for me. I don't like that stuff, man. I'm just going to grab
But you were picky all the time.
Yeah, I was always picky, yeah. And I was like, I'm just going to run across the street and grab this chicken real quick. He goes, oh, hang on. And he runs, and I'm like, dude, like, we got an hour, bro. I can't be waiting. And he goes, and Mike Judge comes with him. He goes, what? He goes. I heard that you were gonna try to get something else. And I was like, yeah. I was just gonna run across the street real quick and get some Golden Fried Chicken. He was like, oh, well, what did you want? What were you gonna get? And I was like, just some tenders, mashed potatoes, and a roll, And he goes, oh, we'll take care of it. Couple minutes later, they bring a platter with like every single tender that they bought that they had in the restaurant. Bunch of potatoes, bunch of bread. They put it down, and everybody's like, "Oh!" And Mike Judge was like, hold on, Sonny, get yours first. And I'm like, "Oh, great!" Like I look like a jerk because I'm like, "Hey, I better wait until I get my chicken." There's a bunch of it. It was like I was like, and at the time I wasn't even that hungry. I don't like to eat on set. I don't like to eat when I'm doing any acting and stuff. So I'll just eat like small. And I was like, he just bought all this. Like, I have to get a whole bunch. I was like, I guess I'll get 5 tenders and a whole potatoes and 3 breads. Like, I was like, I felt weird about it, but it was good. It was good. Shout out to
Mike Judge. He's a good person. I mean, he even invited us to do the the 10-year anniversary. Was it 10-year anniversary?
The 10-year anniversary, or when they showed it at
when we went to Alamo Draft House. Yeah,
that was cool too.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I mean, he didn't have to remember us, but he did. I mean, I guess we did something right.
Yeah, exactly. Because he actually, I one time randomly on Twitter, I had a comedy show and I was inviting just random cast from Idiocracy, and like I tagged Terry Crews, I tagged Dax Shepard, and I was like, "Hey, you're on the guest list." Well, but I was just making fun for whoever was following me. Like it was like they obviously know I don't know these people personally like that. And I did it for Mike Judge too. I was like, "Hey, I got you as a guest, my +1." He responded and was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm in California that day. I won't be able to make
that's
it."
Crazy, man.
And then he sent me a Facebook friend request, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." But the fact that he remembered because I had that small role, and then I was doing a comedy show with this lady one time, and I had a T-shirt that I had made that said "As Seen on Idiocracy," and she was like, "Hey, can I take a picture of your shirt? I like that shirt." And I was like, "No problem." And I posed for it. She snapped a photo, and then she types in, and she goes, "I'm sending it to Mike." And I go, "To Mike?" And she goes, "To Mike Judge. I know Mike Judge. I'm sending it to Mike Judge." So she sends it to him, boop, and then she goes, "Yeah, see, I know." And then it hears, boop, right back. And he says, "Yeah, that's Sonny Castillo. He played the prosecutor." I was like, "Boom! I know Mike Judge too, lady."
Yeah.
So I was like, it was cool that he remembered that. But I'd always heard that he handpicks the people for
Well,
stuff.
it's like me. I mean, King of the Hill. He's the King of the Hill, right? Okay, so it's weird because they had the King of the Hill thing in Zilker Park.
The anniversary.
Yeah, well, I forgot what it was called, but anyway,
King of the Hill Day.
Yeah, King of the Hill Day. So they had a festival, and they called people out. Hey, I got a question, and you can win a T-shirt, or whatever. Well, they're gonna ask a question. No, they're asking what's the name of the dog on King of the Hill, and I raised my hand, and he said, "So what is?" And well, the people said who it was, and I said it was Ladybird.
Yeah.
Well, I still got that shirt. 30 something years.
Man, it's a long time. A long time, yeah.
So I still get the shirt. I put it on sometimes, but it is kind of tight. But hey, I still got it.
You say that like women are like, "I still got it." Like I can pull these young dudes. I still got it. Like what? He means he still has the shirt.
Yeah, I still have the shirt. Yeah,
he still has the shirt. But make sure that people are like, "Oh, that shirt got you all the ladies."
There you go.
No. But yeah, that was cool. Idiocracy was cool.
Yeah, Idiocracy. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's actually in 2 scenes.
I'm in 2 scenes, and it's funny because your Uncle Shannon was the light guy.
Yeah, he was the light guy.
We never ran into each other, which
that
was
kind of
odd
odd because I was there for 2 full days. You were there, what, 2 full days too?
I went 2 full days and then a separate day.
Half a day or something, right?
Yeah, because it was kind of weird because that day it was raining, and I go and to do my scene, and I see Luke Wilson there and then these people are walking me around with holding an umbrella, so I don't get wet. I was like, "Oh, okay." That was kind of awesome. It was crazy, but awesome.
So I've done acting roles and stuff like that. That's the one thing I don't like. It's so bizarre to me. Like I was when I did that show Chase, it rained. It rained on the set because it was outdoor shot, and it rained. And next thing you know, boom, someone's with an umbrella right next to me. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm good. They're like, "We need to get you in shelter. We need to get you in shelter." And I'm like, "I'm fine. I can walk over there." And they're like, "We need to get you." They get me in the shelter. Meanwhile, the extras are out there getting soaked in the rain, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, y'all not going to bring these fools in? Like,
And the funny thing, too, is like the stop loss. Okay.
oh, yeah.
Your car was hit it, but all you hear is the boom, boom, boom. They never showed the car.
They cut it. Yeah, they cut
They
it.
never showed the car, but
And what you used my Caprice in what was that, Band Slam?
yeah, I think
Right?
yeah,
And
Vance,
my Caprice
yeah.
was in that one?
Yeah, which was crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I hope it don't break on me.
What was that other one that I did? Oh man, which one was it? I think it was that Jennifer Love Hewitt movie, The Return, I think it was. They didn't use me. They didn't use my
Okay.
car, but I locked my keys in there, and I was all loopy on Vicodin because I had just got my wisdom teeth removed. And they were like, "All right, we need these cars out of the way," and I'm like, there's my keys. I had locked the door.
Accidentally.
Yeah. I was like, crap.
Yeah, there was Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Because it was a Lockhart. You had to come out and pop the lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But yeah, I was on Vicodin, so I wasn't thinking properly. But yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. You know, on Stop Loss, they wouldn't let me be an extra because they said I looked too urban. I was like, you can say ghetto, like it's fine.
Oh,
It's fine.
urban.
You can
Okay,
say
ghetto.
Yeah. But what else? Oh, Machete. Did you do Machete? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I was
You
a
did?
construction worker, but they just
didn't
like
use
showed
you?
the back of me or something.
Oh, that was
and then
like-
Ab was the extra.
Yeah,
which is-
because then I was a construction worker too,
Yeah.
with that pickup shots that they were doing.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a cool experience right there. I wish Robert Rodriguez would put me in more stuff, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. It is what it is. Which is crazy because I think I'm the only one that showed up with 2 pistols to audition at Machete. Because I did get auditions for it,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one because I had a 40 cal on me and I had a little pocket 9 on me. Because I was like, I gotta get the feel of Machete. I'm playing one of these Mexican gang
Cartel,
members, whatever they are.
yeah.
And I was like, I gotta get the feel of it. So I went with 2 pistols on me and I didn't get the role. They let me be an extra months later for pickup shots. But yeah, it was cool. I did
I mean, it was fun doing extra work like that, but now it's like, can't do it no more.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I did an extra work for that show Mo season 2.
Yeah, I remember
I was
that
in
one,
that,
yeah.
but man, it was hot. And these people, like, I did it because he's a comedian. I don't know him, but he's a comedian, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. He's a comedian. Like, I'm gonna do be something in this show, however I can. And there were people that were like straight up like career extras, and they're like, oh man, I do this. I'm gonna do this. You know, it's crazy. So before the pandemic, I did a comedy festival, the Hot Comedy Festival with HBO. I met a bunch of other Latino comics and stuff. And one of the comics I met was Ralph Barbosa, which he blew up during the pandemic and, you know, made a name for himself. He's got all this, you know, success and accolades now, which is great. And when I was on the set of Mo, I was asking people, hey, have you done this before or whatever? And they're like, no, it's my first time, blah, 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 saying all stuff. Some people are like, yeah, I do it a lot, blah, blah, blah. They're like, what about you? And I was like, I go, actually done some acting. And I go, now I'm a stand-up comedian, though. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, just blew me off about it, right? So then, like, we're waiting around for all the actors to come to set. And lo and behold, Ralph Barbosa comes out. And I look over at him, and he's, like, getting a drink out of an ice chest or something. I look over, I go, Ralph. And he looks over, he's like, hey, what's up, man? I was like, hey, what's up, dude? I went up to him, said, what's up, you know. That. Now, I'm the type that I never assume anybody remembers who I am. I never assume people know who I am. So I was all like, I go, hey, man, do you remember? He's like, yeah, bro, I remember you, man. How's it going, man? You still doing comedy? And I was like, all right, well, he knows I'm a comedian, so that was good enough. And so I chit-chatted with him for a little bit. Then he went back to whatever he had to go do. I went back to where the extras were holding. And all of a sudden, they're like, hey, man, how do you know Ralph? I was like, first of all, it's Ralph Barbosa to you, all right? Like, don't get it twisted. Ralph to me, we're homies. No. But, and then the guy who played Mo's, I want to say stunt double. That's not it. Stand-in.
Oh.
The stand-in came up to me. I believe his name is Jason, if I'm remembering correctly. He came up to me. He was like, hey, man, Ralph told me that y'all did that HBO show together. I was like, okay, all right, he knows who I am. I was like, that's cool. But yeah, I was like, that's messed up though. Them other people were like, they
Yeah.
blew me off until I got validated by someone who has made a name for himself. Who made a name for himself. I was like,
Yeah.
that's messed up. I don't like the way y'all did that. Like, you know what? Unfollow. I'm
Unfollow.
unfollow all y'all fools now. I still follow them. No, but yeah, with extra stuff, it was kind of cool.
Yes.
I thought about picking it up just to do it every now and then.
Well, I mean, I liked it back then because, working for the city, back then it was easier to get taken off because my supervisor knew that I was doing stuff
Talking
like
about
that.
Steve Reyes of Reyes Recycle.
No, not Steve. I mean, Julio Peña.
Oh,
He
yeah,
used to be my
Peña.
supervisor. Yeah, he used to be my supervisor, and I would talk to him, and he's like, "No, if you need time, just let me know, and just call me ahead of time." Now, where there's too many politics now, where you can't just take off when you want, or calling, "Hey, man, they ain't gonna need me for another day to shoot another scene."
part right there, yeah.
And that's the thing about being extra. I mean, you get,
You can get that bump
Yeah.
to get the secondary or
And,
whatever.
and then on Idiocracy, we also had our cousin on there, John Samora Jr.
He was in it?
Yeah, he was the one throwing that cup of ice
He
water.
threw the ice.
Yeah,
That's right.
It was crazy. Yeah.
In the last arena scene, right?
No, when you're in the courtroom. Yeah, in the courtroom.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. He throws the ice cream.
Yeah.
It was ice cream.
Is it ice cream or
Yeah,
a cup
it
of
was
ice,
ice
soda water or something?
Nah, it was ice cream.
You sure?
Yeah. Because they kept dripping it on Luke
Well,
Wilson's
ice
shoulder.
cream. Oh, okay.
I don't know why they had ice cream in the court.
Well, Idiocracy.
Yeah. It could have been whatever. God, what's the drink? Not Brondo. It's something else that they drink in there besides Brondo. It's on their
Toilet water?
advertisements. No. It's on the
toilet water.
I don't know what it's called, but it's on the advertisements. It's something else.
I could.
But yeah,
It had electrolytes.
yeah, it has everything has
it's got
electrolytes. Gotta have
electrolytes.
electrolytes in it. No, but yeah, no, I thought about doing some more extra work just to be
do
on
it,
set
yeah.
and just to do it. Plus, like when I did Mo, so I've done extra. Well, I've done extra work before, but I've done acting too. And so when we're going through the scene, we're in the background. They paired me up with this Mexican lady because they were like, "Oh, y'all both dressed similar." Because I was dressed in a suit and she had like a ladies' pantsuit, like a Hillary Clinton style.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, "Okay, we're gonna have y'all to act like y'all a couple on scene or whatever on camera." So as we're going through it, I told her, I go, "This is gonna be a progression story." Because I go, "Have you ever acted before or done any extra work?" She's like, "I did one acting thing, like a stage play or something like that." And she's like, "But I'm trying to get more insight." I go, "All right, here's the thing. You're an extra. They're gonna call you background. You're an extra. Be extra." And I goes, "I'm about to be real extra in this thing." And so like they had us walking around the little market square, and I told her, I go, "Hey, pick up stuff." And I'm gonna be like, "Nah, we don't need that." So every time she'll pick up something, I'm like, "Nah, we don't need that." I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." Put it back down. And then sometimes she'd be like, "Oh, this." I'm like, "Nah." Like, so that was the whole thing. The first scene, I'm going around telling her, "No, we're not buying none of this nonsense. Put this stuff back." In the second scene, we're arguing in the background, and like I'm like, whatever, I don't really care. And then these two dudes that are also wearing suits came up by us and they start chit chatting with me. And then the third scene, I'm hanging out with those guys instead of her. Like she's just sitting by herself. And like I don't think anybody editing realized that, but there's like I made this whole story up behind the scenes and it got other extras to be a little bit more extra with it too, because they're like, "Wait a minute, bro, like, what are you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm up here arguing." Like, "Man, whatever, forget you." Like, "Man, just get." I was like turning my hand, like, "Man, I'm gonna talk to you right now." And then I'm hanging out with those dudes later or whatever. And then that was like the progressive. The good thing is that it was shot in sequential order, so it looks like that. Like we're walking around and I'm at the table arguing, and then I'm hanging out with the dudes because. It would look weird if like we're walking around and hanging out with dudes and then we're arguing later, but
Yeah.
it was cool. So I was like, that's why I want to still do extra work, just so I can have my own stories going on in the background and see if nobody will notice most likely, but it's fun for me. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, where are we at? Hour and a half almost. You went way over your time.
Hey, I'm getting paid for it. I mean, no, we're not.
Yeah. No, but thank y'all everyone
Yeah,
for
thank
tuning
you.
in. Thank you to my dad for being the potbelly guinea pig
There you go.
for this whole thing. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. If you have any automotive questions for automotive technician, no, I'm just kidding. Don't put them at the sound. I want somebody to put at the bottom. Hey, my car's doing this. Click, 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 click. I'm like, man, it's your starter. No.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But thank y'all, everyone. Y'all have yourselves a great day, great morning, great night. I'm not sure when y'all are watching this, but we'll see y'all next time. I'll see y'all next time.
Yeah.
I may never have him on again.
Maybe not.
If this only gets like 5 views, I'm gonna be like, this is a fake. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a failure.
This is what happens.
Yeah, do it again.
This is what happens. You get invited when I get 10 subscribers. Thank y'all, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Good night. No. What can I say good night?
I'm doing like this. I'm mouthing my voice so I could fade out, and they'll be like, "Oh, they're still talking. Have a good time." Look, act like you're laughing. All right, that's good.